Alrighty. Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to SimTraX Broadcasting. We are here with the NSR series here on this fine Saturday night to go ahead and kick off the next round here of racing for the GFS Marketplace 400 here. The NSR League is kicking this off with the Gen 4 League here tonight. This being an open setup league, these guys being able to pedal around this track, try to get some times out there. As qualifying has completed, we're waiting for them to get through the last of the warm-up here tonight at Michigan International Raceway, or Speedway, excuse me, as this track is over 2 miles long. This should be an excellent race. I definitely love to see this race at Michigan, to seeing how long it is out there. Nice, wide open, sweeping turns, but it's going to be a little rough since we are here at the Legacy track. So no fancy paving out there for these guys, and they're going to have a little bit of trouble. No issues out there on the wind or the humidity. Should be pretty decent out there, especially track temperature being around 87. And there has been plenty of rubber laid down over the past few days, so it is going to be nice and tacky for these guys to be out there. Should have a good amount of traction out there for the 100 laps that they're going to be running. 100% fuel limit, so we're probably going to squeeze it somewhere around 40 laps, I believe, before we are going to be out of fuel. They'll have 2 sets of tires down in the pits. And, of course, this not being any fast repair league, so these guys have one shot to go at it. And they do not want to make any mistakes before they get into this one. So we're going to hold our heads up high, make sure we can stay clean out there, and try to work together to get to the end of this one. Because 100 laps for 2 miles, that's going to be a long one here, seeing that the GFS Marketplace 400 is going to be kicking off here in just a moment. Would like to give a shout out there to Fubar Studios out there, giving a race out there for veterans, getting those guys out to the track, trying to get them to do something good, and as they work their way out of the military life and into civilian life, which seems to be a lot harder than you would expect. All right, warm-ups are completing here, and we'll be getting right here to our starting grid here in just a moment. Now, something about Michigan I would like to mention is the roughness here of this track. Normally, we're used to seeing these guys riding about 3/4 of the way up, if not all the way down on the bottom. But as bumpy as this track is, we got the drivers out here making the adjustments that they need to get these cars to stay down on the track. A lot of suspension adjustments have been made. A lot of guys saying that right rear spring was giving them a heck of a time here tonight. Since they were fighting the right front to get that tire wear down. Once they got the right front squared away, they just could not get the right rear dialed in. So they have been doing nothing but fighting with that and fighting a lot of differential preload to get these cars to turn over and do exactly what they're supposed to, especially with the amount of distance that we're going to have to go. I mean, 200 miles, and that's assuming no cautions, no extended, no nothing, and that's going to be pretty tough out there as we take a look here at Michigan. And you see here are a couple views here of the turns, and you see how nice, long, and sweeping it is. So they do have multiple lanes out here, but just being able to get that suspension dialed in, we should be putting somebody in the winner's circle here at the end. So let's go ahead and get ready here as these drivers do get ready, and out there on the track, they're getting ready to go. I see K-Doggy out there. Hey, y'all, rough. Yep. We're getting ready to get going here. Let's go ahead and take a look at our starting grid here for tonight, where Johnny Avila, no surprise, he'll be starting in the number 1 position out there earlier during practice. Mark Sikosi was the faster one out there, but it looks like Avila beats him by 47 thousandths of a second. It's just barely getting through. Moving on to Cody Porter, who sits 3rd. Brian Wiggins is 4th out there. Moving on to Stoney Benfield in the NC811 car. He'll be in 5th. And Jacob Kaplan will be in that 6th position. So we'll see how they do. Starting in row number 3, we move on to Jared Magoon and Justin Williams starting for row number 4. Jason Crumley is going to be 9th. Shane Wielden 10th. Justin Cope. Cope has been doing quite well here as of late. A lot of time he's been getting out there on the track, and he has been fighting his way up to the front. But I think he's got another win in his future. We're going to see if he can get another one, as Patrick Gettner is starting in 12th. He'll be to his outside in that 45 machine. Can't miss the red, white, and blue machine as we get ready to go here. Pace car lights are off, ducking on off here, and we'll be underway here in just a moment. Waiting to see as we are waiting for Barney to get the green flag out. Avila's going to get us taken off here in that Dale Jarrett number 88, and away we go. I'll be your sole commentator here tonight. Miss Stella is out and about doing her thing, and we're going to make the best of it here tonight. As we already see those three, at least 3 lines wide here. Avila able to escape as he gets away. Little wiggle there out of a couple of cars. And it looks like everybody's still hanging on there. All right, let's go ahead and get that ticker up so we can take a quick little look at it, at where your drivers are already shuffling. Sikosi's dropped down to third as as Cody Porter gets on around. Sikosi drops now down to third. Sikosi may be in a little bit of a different car out there. You used to see him in a big, elaborate Budweiser number 8. Looks like we're down to the JM machine out there. So it looks like Sikosi's going to sit there and hover out there in the Monte Carlo, who's currently sitting in that third spot. Jacob Kaplan already moving up 2 in the Hot Wheels machine. You can't miss him in the 44. That's 2 for him tonight, looking for third. And as he is sliding around, third place, game third place, he's looking for it. Is he going for 2? Might be trying to attack Cody Porter here. Great job. Love his angle. See Team Unknown out there. Devin Lockridge looks like he's going to be on top of the pit box again here tonight. I sure wish there was a way to fix our backs out there, buddy. I think there might be a chance we can both get out there on the track. Right now, I think they could use the car count and try to see if we can fight that on. Moving on back is Mark Sikosi. Right now, as Copa's moving up, Sikosi's moving back. Those two seem to work very well together, but they do not team up in the main, they do team up in the main radio down there in the garage. You're looking to see if Justin Williams and Wiggins are going to nail, kind of get each other together. Right now, I am showing Justin Williams still sitting, actually dropping down to the dead last spot here. Number 26 dropping behind Patrick Gettner here. And Gettner is moving up only the single position here so far tonight. Jacob Kaplan knocking down the fastest time, though, as that Hot Wheels machine is hot right now. Moving up to third and hits a 38.85 here already on the man, I don't know if those tires are going to deal with that kind of punishment. So Kaplan has gotten a good amount of gains here. Now I would say it's longevity time. Just keep these guys in close. Don't let Avila get away from him. He's going to go out there, run his race, but man, oh man, if he qualified on the pole, first thing I would do is end up adding extra tape to the front, reduce that downforce, and that way Avila can get more of that qualifying setup, get out front. The rest of these guys will be fighting a little bit of an overheat issue, so a little less tape, a little less downforce, a little harder to turn, so they're going to see how they can do. Avila does just that with a 38.79 last lap, and boy, that Ford is on a tear here. Here we go. Porter to the outside. Kaplan to the inside. Here we go. Not bad. Great pass here by Jacob Kaplan. He moves on through. That gives them yet another position. Jacob Kaplan now up to the second position. He has been on a roll here. Great job so far. I would say, yes, his times are quite consistent. A little confused how he qualified down in 6th. But I'm hoping he's not burning his tires off. I've seen far too many times that guys come from this position right here outside the top 5, come out there like hellfire, and they are going to be on the back foot here when it gets later on here into the run. Only 6 laps into this one as we're wrapping around 3 and 4 to go ahead and complete yet another lap. All is said and good out there on the track. Everybody feeling pretty well out there. And I've got to say, compared to our qualifying times, we are just about matching, if not beating it now, seeing we've got these guys out there in the draft. Last lap times for our back 4 drivers, Shane Wheeldon, Crumley, Gettner, and Justin Williams actually knocking down their fastest times here of the night. Definitely a long shot off what the rest of our guys are doing up front, though. They're still sitting back in the 39 area, and I think Justin Williams knocked just under 40 seconds. So right now, Justin Williams is going to be back to the drawing board, and we're going to need to make one big decision when he comes down into pit road. Hopefully he does not retire for the night. I still think he has a chance at catching back up, but maybe a huge tire pressure adjustment, maybe raising it up here to see if we can get a little more speed and a little less traction out of that car. That thing seems to be driving really tight. And I don't know if any track conditions changed between practice and now. But right now, Justin Williams is getting a little bit punished out there. But, hey, that's all right. We're still under green flag. Everything looking solid. Do appreciate you guys joining us out there in the chat here tonight. Definitely a small car count field, guys. Go ahead and join up here with the NSR Gen 4 Cup Series League. They've also got an ARCA Series firing up, I believe. Don't take my word for it. I believe it is on Thursdays. And that should be another go at it for these cars. It will almost be the similar car, just lower horsepower out there, and these guys are going to go at it. They are currently working on scheduling and knocking down exactly which tracks you guys want to go to. So join up, vote, and get in here. Don't just vote and not show up. So get your butt out here. We're going to get you all on the broadcast, and make sure you get your sponsors on the car. That way we can go ahead and get them out there as well. As you can see, Brian Wiggins out there in the CarQuest machine. He is currently sitting in 5th, only lost 1 position so far here tonight. And I've got 4 of these drivers who have moved up. Jacob Kaplan has moved up 4 to 2nd. Justin Cope has moved up 4 to 7th. Shane Wielden from 10th to 9th. And Gettner was dead last, has moved up and snugged himself into the top 10. Everybody else has been on the roll backwards or held tight. Avila and Porter currently still sitting in 1st and 3rd. But I believe Justin Cope might be taking a peek here for 1 more position as he is working on Stoney Benfield, pushing Benfield to the top of the track now. Right now, Cope is up 5, taking a look now. Wow. Well, a good set of tires, and remember I was telling you this track is rubbered up a little bit, so Justin Cope is able to make a move like that without the car letting go. I would say if this track had gotten rained out a couple days prior, we might not have any rubber buildup out there on the track, and you would have seen right now Justin Cope sling that car up the track and slam into the wall. But feeling pretty confident out there, and if that is the case, he is going to continue to keep doing what he is doing best. Currently, last lap time compared to Brian Wiggins, he beat him by 0.3 of a second just in the last lap. So we'll see if Cope and Brian Wiggins end up catching each other here in just a moment. Here we go. There's the catch-up. Right now about half a second, and that is Justin Cope moving up 5 here on the night. So great job here by Cope. I would say that right now also, if we're talking about another battle out there, we've got a battle here for 2nd. I believe Cody Porter looking to regain that 2nd position back, setting Kaplan back down to 3rd. We are catching right here at the end of the pass, but not quite complete. Normally, you can shoot around the outside here, but it looks like Kaplan's going to go ahead and drop back, let the 38 go ahead and have it. Now we'll see how, whoa. As we take a quick look there, that is Kaplan getting loose. As Kaplan gets loose, that's going to have him drop off a boatload of time. The reason because when Mark Sikosi got behind him, that took the air off that rear spoiler. And Kaplan started stepping sideways. So great job by the 44 to hold on to it. But notice how that car is shifting. He has still got a suspension problem out of that 44 as we're starting to settle in here. That front of that car is starting to dive in. And as it dives in, you can see the weight shift all the way to that right front tire. And you almost see all the weight coming off the left front there. And he's almost tripoding it. Boy, that looks weird. So an idea that Jacob Kaplan might want to try is adjusting the right front tire pressure. You'll see guys increase the pressure to increase that spring rate a little bit to see if we can shift the weight to a different side of the vehicle. So the 44 already showing a little bit of signs of fatigue here from his hard charge he had earlier here in the run. Avila is already starting to feel a little bit there. He's been out front, uncontested all night here so far, but looking a little loose coming out of turn number 2 here. Dropping down to the bottom, he takes the 2nd line here as he continues to rock around. Not bad. Avila, there he is, a little loose coming out of 4, and you see him having a little bit of a wiggle problem. So not bad. 15 laps into this one, and we've got no cautions. Everybody out there minding their own business. There. And now as we see Gettner and the rest of the field here. Brumley and, yep. Probably haven't. You see how loose everybody else is back here. So the front end is actually going around first. These guys will end up needing to make a wedge adjustment in the back. Get this thing shifted. Yeah, you see how it's understeering? So understeer, the more steering you put in, then the car won't stop going straight. So he's got to figure out how to get that thing to shift and get it to turn. And this is what Sikosi was actually battling a little bit here for the past couple days, is getting that pinion preload changed in the rear end of that car. And a lot of what you'll find is guys who have spent more time getting that preload, that way it'll roll through that turn, be able to apply power through the turn instead of letting the car settle in as much, is how these guys are able to get through. There's Sikosi going ahead and taking over third now, as Kaplan now drops down to fourth. Kaplan's starting to get loose, and he may have to kind of ditch on this aggressive dive that he is making here. Let me see if we can find something that kind of gives us a difference in what is Sikosi doing and what is Justin Cope doing. Now, Cope has gained 6 and is now gaining on Kaplan here. So you can see Cope has not set off just a little bit, but here's a chase copter cam. Right now sitting behind Kaplan. Notice how, yep, now he's riding the same line. And watch, Kaplan will probably have a better turn here. Whoop, as he drives through a little too far. Unfortunately, once that car starts to loosen up, you do have to pedal it a little bit and kind of mess around with that throttle. Unfortunately, that does drop him off 0.3 of a second off Mark Sikosi. So Sikosi now starting to extend his lead out in front of Kaplan here. Avila still untouchable out there, half a second out in front of Cody Porter. Right now, these are our closest drivers of Justin Cope and Jacob Kaplan out here. See Jeff out there in the chat, rooting on Shane Wielden. Right now, Wielden currently sitting in that 9th position. Here's Cope for 4th. Does seem to make a difference there. Looks like Kaplan may be frying those tires off, got up to the front, and is now continuing to show more signs of fatigue as we go. Cope has now shifted up to 4th. I would say Cope probably had a really bad qualifying time. I think he scrubbed it, but he's going to be looking for another podium position here. Taking a look out here in the NSR Discord, which if you are joined here in the league, you want to make sure you join up with their Discord. It comes with all the new, all the standings they have, all the scheduling they have. You're able to join along with these guys. I think they even have driver hangout area. They got Kenny Wallace out here. We got Dirty Mo Media. I mean, they got all sorts of stuff. And even setup guys to help you if you got something going on with the car. They're able to help you guys, and some of these guys will be able to help shift your car if you're having trouble with any sort of open setups out there. So right now, Yates Racing, Cody Porter and Johnny Avila currently sitting 1 and 2. Benfield's lost 2 positions here so far on that race as the last driver there of the Yates Racing team. He is currently sitting down here in 7th. Right now, the 75 got his hands full here so far. He is just continuing on. I would say a lot of adjustments and a lot of decisions are going to be made after this one. But with Gen 4 and the way we run this with 100% fuel limit, these guys are going to have to wait a lot longer before they can make that adjustment. Only 2 sets of tires hanging out down there in pit. I mean, they could split it if they wanted to. Maybe lap 35, lap 70, and then try to run it to the end. You know they're going to try to run this first stint out as far as they can. Fall off already happening currently, even to our leader. We have a 2-second fall off. 38.79 is his best time. Last lap was 40.8. So big difference here from the guys up in the front, which currently, let's take a look. Cody Porter reeling him in to less than 1/10 of a second. Now, as these two get a little bit closer, you see Porter is trying to take it easy there and not take the downforce of the rear wind from the back of this 88. Both of them sidestepping coming out of 4, and they weren't even close to each other. So right now, Avila is feeling the pressure here as that thing is way loose. Avila loose is fast, and he's able to pull away. Great job. Stretches it out to another 0.3 of a second out front. Yeah, I think he started getting a lot bigger there in that rear view mirror, and he was not interested in entertaining that at all. We'll see if that does continue or has any more problems out there. Let's take a look. I think Crumley having a problem the exact way he did during practice. I take a look back here with Justin Williams and Crumley. Yep, down there on the paint. And what it does is straightens the car out. Bam! Into the wall. So Crumley in the 83. Maybe coming down pit earlier than everybody else. Everybody's top speed here tonight has been up around 200 miles an hour, but Justin Cope didn't need that sort of speed to get around Mark Sakosi. Sakosi's starting to fall way off here, and I don't see where his pit crew is saying for him to come into pit. So right now, Sakosi's going to continue on. Right now, he drops from the 3rd position down to 6th. Yeah, not sure if there was any sort of contact. We're going to go back and double check here. There's Sakosi up front in the red car. Oh, ride wall. He starts riding the wall. He can't disconnect. There he goes. Finally pops off the wall. And that's something unfortunate you will see out here. Hopefully Sakosi has not obtained too much damage here. See if we can find something out there. Here's a look. Yep, that's the number 8. You see the damage all the way down from the front bumper all the way to the Lord Menard. So, tough break here from Mark Sakosi. Next gens normally ricochet off the wall. Some of the Xfinities, they'll hook like that, but these Gen 4s and ARCA cars, when you get on the wall, it is hard for them to let go. He's not having any of the safety barrier walls down the backstretch there. That just hooked him into that concrete and would not let him go. So tough break here from Mark Sakosi. Had a pretty decent setup here so far. I would expect Sakosi to spend a lot more time coming down pit road and repairing some of that car. Not want to take any chances out there for any kind of damage. There goes Kaplan going back. Right now, Sakosi looking to re-attack. Let's go ahead and take a look, though. I believe we got a shot here for our lead. And Cody Porter looked like he was applying pressure. Little nudging and bumping going around out there. Checking back on Sakosi. Sakosi down to the bottom. Sakosi trying a slide job here. Seeing if he can get out in front of Kaplan. Kaplan backs out of it. Sakosi getting loose. Slowing him down again. Yeah, good job here by Kaplan. Normally you would see him follow behind Mark Sakosi there to get a run into 1 and 2. He decides not to. Gets down to the bottom. Trading it up just a little bit out there. This track already starting to make changes out here. A lot of things happening. A lot of guys making definitely a big change. But what I would say, a big thing to circle right now is our 2 guys in the front are out in front of the rest of our field by 3.5 seconds. Here's a look at our track map. You see that number 2 there? That is going to be Cody Porter looking for the lead here as he's trying to get past the 88. This will be the first time that Avila has been under fire and has lost the lead but for the blink of an eye. See if Avila can stick this landing here as he goes around the outside, gets him. Retains that number 1 position there. Avila continuing to lead this race. Right now, Cody Porter making sure he keeps him honest there. 3.6 seconds out in front of the rest of the field. So as they've gained separation from the rest of the field, a little sidestep there from Cody Porter. We rotate on back. Sakosi turning on the afterburners now. He gets around Kaplan, gets around Wiggins, back up to 4th. Good chunk of vehicles here. As you can see, Jared Magoon out there in the 99. Notice not in the X-Side car. Nope, we're in the Scott's machine here tonight. Let's take a ride along here with Magoon as we look forward at the rest of our field. Yeah, I like Jared Magoon's line here, riding that 3/4 of the way up. Been fairly decent at Michigan, personally, at this track, and that seems to be the winning strategy. If you can stay about 3/4 of the way up in the last 8 laps of the stint, you will be almost 4/10 faster than the rest of the field. So if Magoon decides to hang out up top, it could pay off. But as far out as Avila and Porter are getting, it can start questioning if you're doing anything wrong. 99 coming down to the bottom here. Not sure what's going on with Magoon. 125, 120. I wonder if he's run out of fuel because Stoney Benfield and Justin Cope are down. Magoon down to 90 miles an hour. He is off the track and steadily slowing down. I don't know if something has happened here. We're inside the car. RPM gauge is up, so engine is running. I don't know if Jared Magoon's got a problem here. Check back in on Cody Porter, still 1/4 of a second. Magoon is not gaining any more speed, sitting at 31. We'll take a look out there. Yep, Team Unknown saying he ran out of fuel. There it goes. Yep, there's the RPM gauge. Died on him here. Boy, that is going to set Jared Magoon back a light year now. And that is going to be another hurdle that Devin Lockridge is going to have to figure out here to get his driver and talk him through this. Because I guarantee you right now, Jared Magoon is ready to rip that steering wheel off and just throw it out the window. Rough night here for him so far. They do decide to take 4 tires and fuel. Back out they go. 2 drivers have yet to pit. Shane Wheeldon, Patrick Gettner. As we take a look, here are drivers coming off pit road. Look at this. Cody Porter making it known. Around he goes out in front of Johnny Avila. And the 88 machine will now be playing chase. Key is for Porter not to overstress it here. As they shot out of pit road, Cody Porter with a 14.9, only about 1/10 of a second faster than Avila, but it pays off. All right, checking out there in the chat. Looks like Devin Lockridge is saying they made a change to the gear. Yes, well done. I've done that as well. Hopefully you did not go up in the gear. For long run, you want to go down in the gear for fuel mileage. So if you had a 405, you do not want to go to a 410 or a 411. That is the wrong way. I've actually seen guys knock it down 2 or 3 and actually able to squeeze out a couple extra laps, keep them RPMs low, but you don't want them so low that you don't have any, you're out of the power range of your engine. So a lot of things go into these open setup leagues, and I would say it narrows the field. It makes guys have to come out here and try really hard and really think about what they're doing. But it does add an extreme dynamic out here that not only are you watching a driver like Cody Porter right now out there in the lead. He has spent the time, got this car set up, and now he's working it the way he has built it and the way he has set up. So, a lot of things go into this as we get right past the brush here. We take a quick look. Cody Porter still leads out in front of Avila by 0.3 of a second. Another 0.3 back from there should be Justin Cope, I believe, a little bit farther back. Another 0.5 second back now is sitting Cope. a look there. Yep. Went up just to keep long run RPM up. No, because that'd jack the RPMs up. RPM, more fuel. Same as putting in an overdrive there. Champ. Dang. Devin Lockridge. That was a rookie move. All right. Let's take a look back here at Stony Benfield. Right now, I think Stony Benfield out there giving a little fight out there with Mark Sikosi. We're taking a look here. I would say, taking a look back, I think Jared Magoon is almost in danger of going a lap down here. We'll take a look. Here's Jared Magoon. There's Justin Williams. And there are our leaders. Right now they got to really keep it on. Jason Crumley, the only driver, looking like it is 2 laps down. So some trouble there. Let's go ahead and take a look back here at Stony Benfield and see if we can see him making any headway here on Jacob Kaplan. That's pretty impressive. Kaplan did come in and pit on lap 32 and is a lot more reserved this time. Currently sitting at 40-second laps. Only drivers currently, I believe, breaking under the 40 seconds. Cody Porter and Avila, who apparently got these things dialed in. And as I say that, Sikosi with a 39.35. That is 0.6 faster than our leaders. So hopefully Sikosi is not looking to burn this thing up. So I would say Kaplan out here is dialing it back just a little bit. Go ahead and let this car last a lot longer out here on the track. He was hot as later, early into the run. He may be trying to switch it up here to see if he can change a few different things. Cody Porter, from what I'm hearing through the grapevine here and through the race chatter, that 38 car is feeling a lot better to him. So whatever adjustment they decided to make down there in pit road has started to fix that car, and he is now starting to put some distance here on Avila. Well, I'm hearing a little couple strips of tape were removed there from Cody Porter. And that's what helped get him out front. That is just one of the many changes these guys make out here. 40% of this race complete. No cautions here tonight. This is GFS Marketplace 400 here at Michigan International Speedway. So far, interesting race. A lot of strategy happening, though. Although we are short on drivers here tonight. Guys, NSR Series, join up. And I don't mean just join and hang out in the Discord. Join up, get that wheel fired up, get those pedals dusted off, and get that shifter ready to go. The Gen 4s are where it is at. Normally, we've seen a lot of guys out there racing in the next-gen leagues. And I would say neck and neck go Gen 4 and the next-gen cars. Right now, those are a hot commodity. That is everything we are currently broadcasting at the moment. And that is where everybody is swinging. So definitely get out here, get used to these Gen 4s, get ready to rock because they are happening. Right now, everybody seems to let the Craftsman Truck Series fall off, and no one seems to really be reverting back to take a look at that and see if they can get anything going. Taking a look out there in the chat, Devin Lockridge as well, saying they also have plenty of knowledgeable people. I'm even looking right now in the Discord currently. I see setup guides. I mean, they've all the way got from the NASCAR Cup Series. I see mini stocks. I see late models, legends, and the Ford Coupe. They are willing to help you even with those. So, guys, do not think these guys, this is all talk. They definitely do it. So, that is definitely something. Yep. And I would say, looking out there, Devin Lockridge is making a decent point. They are willing to teach you. I wouldn't say they're just going to give you a setup and say, go, here are the keys. They're going to teach you how to get this thing dialed in. I think what the best thing Jared Magoon is learning, which it is a learning curve for both him and Lockridge. It does take a little while for you to get in lockstep. You guys have seen Days of Thunder. If the driver doesn't trust the crew chief, and he's never going to believe in you. So right now, Jared Magoon and Lockridge, little trouble here early into this season, but I think after a few more races, they're starting to gain confidence in each other, and I think we'll see Jared Magoon start picking up the pace here, and we may see steady top fives out of that number 99 machine. But guys, there's only one way to keep him out of the top five. Join up with the league. Get out here on the track. We still got a lot of season left to go. I believe Talladega and beyond, I believe, are free for the rest of the season. They're going to go ahead and push it on through. Devin Lockridge, confirm with me if you would. I am fairly certain we are good to go. And they are even offering referral bonuses. They'll give you 10% off for the next season, so not bad. I want to join in on that. I might end up out of the booth and on the track. That time is overdue. Cody Porter and Johnny Avila currently sitting 1 and 2. And we'll see what we can do about getting Jay Tway out there, out of the chat and onto the track. Devin Lockridge, yeah, buddy, when I said out there, double check out there on our admission fee. I'm fairly certain from Talladega on. I believe it was free for the remainder here of the season. I just want to be 100% sure and not make sure I'm not talking off the cuff here. I want to make sure I do have my information correct. All right. We currently still sit on the lead. Yes, currently for the remainder of the season. That's what I thought. And normally Talladega, that brings everybody out. So we'll have a short number tonight, and then I'll have 35 drivers next week. Which will be wild, which will be when Stella rejoins us here at SimTraX. Occasionally we do have her pop in. Devin Lockridge is out there rocking it on. Let's check back in on Jacob Kaplan. Uh-oh. Kaplan might be having a problem here. Down to 7th now. See, there was a pass. Mark Sikosi on Kaplan back on lap 37. That was quite some time ago. Brian Wiggins looked like he was passing like he was standing still here. Let's check back in on Kaplan. Hoping he didn't have it right up the track on him. No, but he's still dealing with a loose back end of that car. So we'll see if Kaplan makes another adjustment here. Would say everybody's biting their nails. They did take their first set of tires on lap 30. So somebody's going to have to figure out how to stretch this one. All right, as you can see, Devin Lockridge out there. He is excited. He wants to see you guys get back out there. I can't broadcast and produce and race at the same time. There's no way. But that's all right. You guys can get out there on the track. You do well enough, I'll slap my name on the car. I just like my cars being up front. Show me what you got. All right, a lot of drivers shuffling around out here. Everybody's still staying pretty tame, though. Everybody kind of sitting in the same spot, but shuffling up, in timing. Justin Cope only 2.5 seconds off pace here, looking to reel him in. Avila currently right now, yep, he is still following behind Cody Porter here. Right now at the end of the last stint, those guys have stretched out to almost 4 seconds. They're not as fruitful this time. Justin Cope falling off now to 2.8. I'll tell you what, right now on a roll here is Cody Porter. He's got that thing just about dialed in. Any winner I've ever heard here at Michigan. We'll see. Boy. Johnny Avila is clutching it. He is fuel saving right now. That is why he gains on Cody Porter here. Cody Porter is currently sitting here. Let's hop on board with Cody and let's see if he's clutching it. Yeah, I think they realize they're running out of fuel. They've got to figure out how to push it. So both these guys doing the exact same thing. Our leaders conserving fuel now. 2 drivers laps down, Justin Williams and Crumley. Looks like Magoon is still able to escape and getting out of here. Cody Porter clutches it, and on the gas earlier is Avila. Porter does have that ability to do what he needs to do later on here in the stint. Normally with more drivers out here, there aren't very many drive-aways. Right now, Kaplan is falling down to 9th. I don't know if something happened again, if there's some adjustment. Kaplan, whatever it did, it was working a lot better. He was taking a lot more reserved at the beginning, but right now Kaplan is falling off something fierce here. 40.9 was his last time here. And that puts him about 9th place. Everybody else running much faster than that. Porter, Avila currently running 41, 21, and 31. And right now, they are the slowest ones on the track are our front 3. Everybody else still running in the 40-second range. We get our best times up there. And they are actually about way, way, way out in front of the rest of the field here. Fortunately, it does separate all of our drivers. Here's where they all are. So currently sitting down in that 10th position. You see that number 10 there. That's how far Jared Magoon is away from going a lap down. So I would say he's fairly safe out there. Awesome. Devin Lockers, appreciate you tossing it out there, man. Definitely don't want to pull you away, though, from getting Jared Magoon out there or seeing if anything is changing. Nothing crazy. I definitely want to make sure you are keeping him under your wing out there. Currently, I believe Jared Magoon, looking at the timing, I believe sitting 6 seconds out in front of our leaders. So that should be a decent amount of time since our leaders are starting to slow down. Let's move to Brian Wiggins. Looks like he's under fire here by Stoney. Stoney Benfield to the inside here. Here comes the number 75. No can do. I thought he was sitting 6th, going for 5th. Nope. Stoney Benfield looks like he runs out of steam coming out of 4. He was starting to put it on. Wiggins actually the one turning on the gas. Let's take a look. Yeah, look at Wiggins with the speed now. Definitely late run speed. That's going to change a lot here. Speaking of changing a lot right now, Jared Magoon coming down pit. There's a good chance this one may be taking a look. Seeing his deal, I would wonder if they're not taking tires this time. Yeah, because even these guys, they are trying to figure out how to get that longevity out there. Avila and Porter, that's why they're nose to tail. I don't think they're going to continue fighting for position. It's going to be fighting for distance at this point. If they can get out there. If they can get out there. So lap 32, if they are able to double that, lap 64, they'll be able to take 4 tires and fuel and pray that they can make it to the end. So They can clutch it now if they are able to save about 4 laps of fuel. Because they are going to run out of tires before they run out of fuel. But in the hindsight, looking at this whole race, they're going to run out of fuel before they before they're going to need some tires. So this is an interesting race. I think if we had an extra set of tires, everybody wouldn't be as concerned and would change our strategy here. I think everybody would have come in about every 30 to 28 laps and gone back out there. Man. All right, so the GFS Marketplace 400 here at Michigan International Speedway. Pretty well here so far. 60 laps under green here tonight. Plenty of green flag racing here tonight. As we have got these guys tossing it around out there, taking a look as Justin Cope has overcome Mark Sikosi. Still waiting to see if anybody else is going to pit. The only taker so far has been Jared Magoon. And remember I said there was a gearing change out there. So I think Jared Magoon's still running into a low fuel capacity. He's having a little bit of trouble. He may want to start telling Jared Magoon to try to clutch this thing to see if he can try to save him a little bit. Yeah. Devin Lockridge. Yeah, I know. Right as the race got going, I said, it said tire sets for the race, 3. I said, oh no, that's only 2 down in the pit. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I know. So that is taking everything here tonight and kind of definitely throwing a wrench in the spokes out there. Kaplan coming on down. Cope now starting to get within striking distance for guys up front. About a second and a half, he is off. Quick touch and go here for Kaplan. So fuel and back out there. Honestly surprised to see guys not taking left sides. Coming out here, running these tires down, throwing the right sides on and go back out there. At least try to level the time a little bit. Right now, we got a full tank of fuel on a limited amount of tires, and that's gonna be tough. We're gonna see how they can do it. That's why we're in the booth and they're in the car. All right, appreciate you guys joining us here at SimTraX Broadcasting. This is us here with the NSR Gen 4 series here on this fine Saturday night. Do appreciate each and one of you guys joining in. Don't forget, if you subscribe, that's how you can chat with me here, guys. That's how you see and hear everything you're looking at. Don't forget to buzz it up here. We got a lot going on. I see Devin Lockridge very busy out there. I know he's out there in the chat making sure he's talking to us and kind of giving us an insight of what's happening down there on the track. And with his driver, which is awesome, we're able to get a little bit of an inside view. And he is out there over the radio listening to what's going on out there on the track and talking to his driver. So a lot of crazy stuff, a lot of awesome stuff happening at this race. So drivers have now doubled up currently. Right now, the last time they came down was 32. They have now doubled it. We're at 64. With them clutching it, I would hope that they are able to stretch it out a couple more laps. If they can, they would have to almost do it again to make it to the end of the race. Right now, they are putting on a great show here. As we move back, take a look at Justin Cope. Cope had just been overtaken there on lap number 64 by Mark Sikosi. So a little seesawing back and forth between him and Sikosi. Sikosi up to third. And these guys came in at almost the identical time. Sikosi came in on 32, but Justin Cope came in on lap number 30. Oh, Sikosi I think he realized he wasn't going to make it on fuel. Down pit road he comes, and so Stoney Benfield. Tough call here for the number 8. Taking a look and seeing if he's fixed any of that damage. He has. So a little color matching tape out there. Back out Sikosi Ghost. Sikosi sitting in the pit. Let's see. 10, 11. Looks like 4 tires and fuel for the number 8. Alright, so this is going to put a bunch of our drivers down. Sikosi now going a lap down. Cope coming on down. What helps our 2 guys out front if they've been nose to tail for about 25 laps out of the 34 they've run. So they will be able to last a lot longer. I would probably say they're going to be able to make it one more if not 2 more laps here, and they will be out of fuel. By that point, they know they can make it 30 laps or so. And it's going to be tight. Speed-wise, now would be the time to pit. Make it to lap 68. If they made it 32 with no problem, they should be able to do it and race it to the end. So we'll see if Cody Porter or Avila decide to drop the hammer here and somebody send it into pit road. That's Sikosi going ahead on around, and looks like we got no takers here for pit. They're going to stay out. So I think Kaplan is going to have to pray for a caution here. Shane Wheeldon, the 43, is coming on down. In the pit box and back out. 15 seconds. Tires and fuel, back out he goes. Brian Wiggins, he might be doing just the same. So the CarQuest number 5 heading on down in the pits. Long pit road here. Drivers having to go about, I believe it was 55 miles an hour is our pit speed. As they slowly crawl to get up there. See, some of our times I thought Wiggins might have stalled out there heading on down, as he was crawling at less than 30 miles an hour down pit road. So Kaplan now up to 5th. Remember, Kaplan still has a set of tires down there, so that might be an interesting call here. Like the way he thinks. Avila and Cody Porter are in pit. Currently sitting down there now. They are not going to waste any time here. We want to get this thing fixed up. Damage to the nose here of Cody Porter, though. I would hope this wasn't in the process of coming down pit road. Showing Cody Porter entering the pits currently. Fortunately, we're able to pull out front nose there of the 38. Unfortunately, that does leave Cody Porter a light year now behind Avila, who's currently sitting in 3rd. Right now, that's going to leave him a 6-second gap. Here's Avila, and boy, yeah, that's Cody Porter here. Actually, might be farther than that. Almost might be a 21-second pull. I I want to know if Cody Porter had something go on here. Something just bugs me about that damage. This is him heading into pit road. Oh, dude. Gets into the back of the 83 of Jason Crumley. Holy cow. Okay, now we know what the fall off is. So Cody Porter is fuming. And I think what he thought is why another driver heading down into pit road would be slower than pit speed. Jay out there saying nice little love tap. Yeah, he's not happy about it. The problem is Cody Porter was coming down pit road almost neck and neck with Avila, and it has taken away. I mean, it added 20 seconds to his pit stop. So he's actually 21 seconds behind. Wow, that shuffles it completely up here. Yeah, I'm just not quite sure what happened to Crumley, though. Why, when he was coming down into pit lane, he was so much slower. If there was a problem with Jason Crumley coming down into pits, then that would have been an issue here. We'll double check. 26 laps left to go. We got some time here. I want to see. Well, the RPMs are running. Yeah, I don't think Cody Porter could stop. Yeah, and you could see Avila was running him into it. He had pinched him down toward the bottom. Well, fortunately, Avila and Porter are teammates, but they are, wow. Definitely changes Cody's night here. Yeah, I do not foresee Mr. Cody Porter making it into a podium position here unless we end up under caution. Right now, Jacob Kaplan is trying to see if he can come up with an answer here to catch up to the rest of our top three. Kaplan would be the closest to catching anybody in that top three, and he needs to make up 19 seconds to find Mark Sikosi. Kaplan coming on down. I bet you this is tire time for him. Tire, fuel top off, back out he's going to go. We'll see how this goes. 24 laps left to go. Johnny Avila sitting 2 seconds behind Justin Cope. Don't want to leave Cope out. Cope has been doing an awesome job here. Has figured out how to get out there and stay out longer. Cope did come down on lap 66. So he may be 1 or 2 laps short on fuel, so we're going to juggle it all the way to the end here. See if Cope can do something. Remember, Avila and Porter were nose to tail to get as far as they did, and were able to stay out there until lap number 69. So this is going to be some trouble. We'll kind of sit back and take a watch of this and see what they decide or what's going to happen here, because that is the separation between our two drivers. I do want to thank you guys once again for joining us here at SimTraX Broadcasting. This is the GFS Marketplace 400 here at Michigan International Speedway. Next week should be wild as we head to Talladega. A little nudge there with the grass. You see Cope trying to shave off as much time as he can. And right now, Avila is within half a second. So this is exactly what he wants to do. Start reeling him in. Let's get a little bit closer here. Currently, Sikosi's falling off by 4.2 seconds. The rest of the field trying to kind of rally cap it here. Only the top 6 are on the lead lap. So right now, this is our battle out here on the track. Yeah, look how Avila takes it up to the high side, able to roll that speed. And we'll see the 88 look to work on him here. Cope on the outside, and the 88 passes him like he's standing still. All right, so the best thing Cope can do right now is continue following that 88. Hats off to all 12 drivers here tonight. We have gotten bonus points for making it halfway through the race. Not bad. Most of these guys haven't even touched each other, so they'll be even getting for a clean race bonus points. So it should be looking pretty solid here. Right now, let's see how it goes. I want to know if Cope has got an answer here to Avila. Cope has been kind of following behind these two for the past couple of races, and that was a turn he didn't want to see. Cope dives in a little too far, stays in a little too late, and now he's going to be chasing the 88. Oof. A rough night here. Cope going to be heading back to the drawing board, seeing if he can do something here with the 88. It's going to take him a little bit. Rotate back, taking a look at Stoney Benfield. Currently seeing if he can reel in Justin Williams here in the 26. Happening out here. Definitely want to take a look. Here's Williams, 1.8 seconds behind. It's Stoney Benfield. And with 17 laps left to go, 2/10 off is Justin Cope. Cope trying to come up with another answer. He has, this guy has gained an astronomical amount. 9 positions here out of a 12-car field. Right now, Cope would love to come away with a win here tonight. That would definitely boost his confidence heading into the rest of the season. Right now, I know he's waiting on it. Just got to get it. Continue to ride along here. Let me see if I can find Shane Wielden out there. There he is. Spent a little time here with Shane Wielden. I think we spent a good bit of time out there with everybody out there on the track. I can show you guys. You get out here, and I will definitely show off your sponsors, your car, your driving style as well. But no better time than now, because next week is going to be the EA Sports 500 at the Talladega Super Speedway. And let me tell you how exciting that's going to be. 94 laps, and I guarantee you we're going to reach out and probably grab 30 drivers. And it is going to be a brawl. So definitely make sure you guys tune in next time. And next week as well for the Talladega Superspeedway. Something tells me Lockridge will be off the pit box and into the car. Because Talladega has anybody's chance of winning out there. Then after Talladega, we go to the Chase. That will be the end of the regular season. Right now, if I'm not mistaken, checking the standings, Avila is in the lead. And Cope, I believe, was sitting third. And, oh, another pit stop here from Magoon. So, we were talking about the chase there for the Cup. Then we'll be heading to the Tropicana 400 at Chicagoland. And we'll be at the Subway 400 for Dover International Speedway. If you hadn't had enough 400s, too bad, because you're going to be heading to the Ford 400 for the Homestead Miami finale race. That will be the 3 races for the chase. And I would say it's going to squeeze them in. I believe they need to be within 400 points of our leader. We are doing old school points here, not the way they do in the Next Gen series. A lot of guys do prefer this kind of racing here rather than stage cautions. Stage cautions is shutting the track down and leveling the playing field again, and technically it's a race inside of a race. Right now you have seen the best of the best here as Cope has gotten up to the second position. Avila still leading this race. He's out in front by a second. And you see how strategy played off here. Although I will admit that I thought Cody Porter and Avila would be fighting this here at the end, but a little crunch up there with Jason Crumley and Cody Porter there at the beginning of pit road. Avila didn't scoot over. He wasn't required to. You did have to have top line, but if I were Porter, I'd definitely adored him to try to squeak around. There was no way. Just such a difficult entry there, and I don't know if there you had enough tire life to change anything. All right, we're looking at 10 laps left to go, 9 when we hit the line. Avila getting through 3 and 4 here. Doesn't seem to have any problems or any being nervous out of any of that. Sitting here rocking through. All right, well, we're taking a look out there, looking to see if Devin Lockridge hanging in there for the Roush Racing team, Jared Magoon. Still hangs in there, but mistakes happen. That's why winners end up so happy at the end of a race. It does require a team effort from the pit crew to the crew chief, to the owner. Sometimes it's a stroke of luck. As Justin Cope gets stroking there on the outside of turn number 4. And I think that may have kind of ruined Cope's hopes of reaching out there and grabbing a hold of him now. It's now going to be 2.5 seconds, so you guys should be seeing this one starting to wind down, as this one should be coming to an end. Everybody pretty much locked up as we take a look at our track map out here. Yeah, there you go. I see you, Devin, out there. That's definitely something. Yeah, it definitely requires a team. It's a team effort. I know Jay out there not a Denny Hamlin fan, but I can't tell you how many times that guy's been sunk by a slow pit crew. Tony Stewart's had his time out there. I think even Junior had time where he couldn't get a set of tires that were worth anything. He'd go out there and kept having flat tires for no reason. I mean, I would say Kyle Busch at the end of him, I believe he was leaving RCR. And he kept having blown engines for almost 5 races in a row. You know what I mean? There's just, something was up. Something was up. And it's, and that goes all the way back to the guy who builds the car. Fortunately, here in iRacing, that's not too big of a deal out there. Somebody who's starting to get close, though, checking out Brian Wiggins, starting to lean into Justin Williams, who's currently sitting in that 8th position. See the CarQuest machine here of Brian Wiggins starting to see if he can come up with something. Tony screwed JR. Hey, easy. Trust me, I was in fighting range in Richmond during that crap. All right, 5 laps left to go. See how Brian Wiggins is having to dive in here. Gets in the turn instead of having to bob it off the bottom. Keep that thing held down there. You can even see Brian Wiggins. Yeah, he's back here in 9th. He's a lap down. And you can already see, I mean, he's even having problems making it to the end here. Alrighty, 3 laps left to go. Johnny Avila past the line here at Michigan. Few more times around. This guy's got it made. 6.2 seconds currently out in front. What a race this has been here so far. We want to give a shout out there to Fubar Studios out there for Track Day 4 veterans. Guys, go ahead and check them out there. They definitely try to help get veterans out there on the track, have a good time. And we'll see how they can do out there. So next week we are at Talladega. We're going to kind of give these guys a lightning round here, as this has been, and unfortunately, a pretty scarce track, but still a good race here so far. Every once in a while you get a Michigan that's a messy one, but not this one. Couple different strategies had taken out a lot of our drivers. Jason Crumley with a little mess up there on the entrance of pit road there with Cody Porter. Jared Magoon out there with looks like a gear ratio trouble. And got it into some trouble out there. Here comes Brian Wiggins. I think Wiggins is going to try to put Justin Williams down in position now. There you go. There's a pass for 8th. Williams into the wall. White flag is out. We'll take a look at Avila here in a second. Those are our 2 closest drivers right now, winning by 11.5 seconds currently. Justin Cope way back here. This is crazy. Saying he's already having a problem. All right, Johnny Avila, here he comes to the line. Jeff out there saying, nice, clean race. Yep, I was going to say, that was a piece of cake. Definitely like being able to shove 30 drivers in here, though. Justin Cope, here he comes to the line. That's number 2, and here comes Mark Sikosi. Pretty quiet after the second pit stop. Oh! No way. No way. I think Sikosi ran out of fuel. Right at the line. No way. Show me. The checkered flag is out. Bang. Clutches it into the gas. I think he ran out of fuel right at the line. Holy cow. Holy cow, that changes everything. What a wild race. Let's double check and see our unofficial results here, where everybody landed. No way. Yep. Look how close Sikosi missed it. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that is insane. So actually able to come from behind and do something with it. That is why you keep digging, ladies and gentlemen. You do not give up. Hammer down and keep going. Holy cow. All right, hang in there, guys. We're going to get to the lightning round here in just a moment, and we'll go ahead and talk to these guys real quick, and then let's get them ready for Talladega. All righty, catching up to our third place finisher, and he's showing you why you don't give up. First thing I'm going to start off with here, Cody. How heartbroken were you getting into the back of the 83 in the pit?
I don't know. I was a little heartbroken. It's not really anyone's fault, just bad timing. I expected him to be a little bit lower, a little bit faster, but you know, it is what it is.
A couple of things. A lot of people were running out of fuel. It doesn't look like the 83 may have been out of fuel. He may have still been okay. But your own teammate jammed you into the bottom. I mean, what the heck, man?
So we talked about it. He thought I could go below him. He didn't expect the car to move up, the lap car to move up like he did. It's just bad predicament to be in. I know I can go any higher if I wanted to without putting Johnny in the grass.
Boy, yeah, and that would have definitely jammed you up both. All right, now we're going to talk about the last 100-foot pass here. And I did get confirmation. Mark Sikosi in the number 8 just ran out of fuel, pulling out of 4. And you kept digging and squeezed through. Did you think you'd be here?
Yeah, I didn't think I was going to get back to third, or let alone anywhere near fourth, fifth, whatever. I was just hoping once I got back out, I got the damage fixed, that I could just hunker down, let her eat, and I knew I had enough fuel. I saved a lot during that second stint, I think an extra 3 or 4 laps. So I knew after we came out pit road, we were just going to boogie the entire last whole stint and just try to get like a 20-second lead. But of course, the lap car kind of got in the way. It is what it is. So at least Johnny still got the win. So that's all that matters.
Yeah, it was pretty wild, man. We kind of watched in and checked on you every once in a while, and just being able to come from that far back was quite impressive. All right, Cody, go ahead and give me your shout-outs and tell me how you feel about Talladega next week.
Talladega. Oh goodness, that's gonna be fun. We got a good Super Speedway car. That's gonna be fun. A lot of fun. I hope we got a big old car count for that because it's a lot of fun when you have a lot of cars. It's not a lot of fun when you only have 10 show up. So hoping we get some more people showing up for this. I got to shout out Speedco. I got to shout out the league for putting this on every week. It's a ton of fun. And I got to shout you guys out for the broadcast.
Awesome. Cool. Cody Porter, appreciate you, buddy, and good luck to you next week.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Wow, wow, wow. Talk about wild all the way to the end. So we find Justin Cope out there. Just didn't have enough. Tires wore out in you, didn't they?
Yeah, they got me in really more of a fuel mileage issue than anything. I was having to clutch it so far, so fast. I mean, where they pitted so late and they could just stay in it a whole lot longer. It just couldn't keep up with them.
Yeah, all the way, especially here. I knew they had stretched it out. We were seeing for about 25 laps they had clutched it. Now, I would kind of made a joke, and even out here in the chat, they were kind of giggling a little bit. If we had had another set of tires here tonight, I think this would have been a completely different race.
Yeah, there ain't no telling, man. It's hard. These races that go fuel mileage, it's hard to predict them because I mean, if it all it takes is one yellow to come out and it flips it upside down. So I mean, you got guys coming out here 3/4 throttling it, clutching it in the corners. I mean, you don't know exactly what everybody's got until the end when
Right.
they giving up full power.
Yeah.
But
Looking at some of the times out here, Justin. Just saying, let's say Cody Porter for the last lap, 38.96 was his best. 40.75 is what he ran. You ran a 38.87 tonight, which was a blazing fast time out there. 43.32 was your last lap here. And what I was saying is if you guys were able to take yet another pit stop, let's say instead of waiting till 32, 35 laps to pit, if you guys were able to make it in the 28s, this would have been completely different. Fuel wouldn't have been an option. You guys have been blasting through here. So only having two down in the pits definitely changed a lot of things. And I'm assuming this isn't what's going to transfer over to Talladega.
no, I think Talladega's gonna be a whole different animal. I'm looking forward to it. It's been a while since we've raced some pack racing and see how it goes.
All right, man. Well, we'll definitely have our rally caps on out there. Hopefully we get some more drivers out here, buddy. I definitely we know how Talladega works. Everybody collects out there, and then all of a sudden, poof, ghost town again. So, Justin, go ahead and give me your shout-outs, buddy, and let's get you ready for this.
Yeah, shout out my friends and family for tuning in, and Sikosi and Wiggins. We get together and work on this car the best we can, and bring what we brought. And shout out to you guys for showing up and doing a great broadcast.
All right. Hey, Justin Copes, congratulations on another podium finish, buddy. Keep rocking and rolling. We'll see how you do at Talladega. It's anybody's race there.
All right, thanks, man.
All right, Justin Cope. Got it, get it, got it, done. All right, we move on to our race winner here of tonight. And Johnny Avila, well, we've talked to him a couple of times, and probably in this position as well. At 88 and the 38 here tonight, a lot of clutching. I've spent a lot of time with you guys here tonight. And the nose-to-tail thing, I was like, man, why in the world are these two guys following each other? Well, it definitely helps when both you guys are working with Yates Racing out there and definitely are making things work.
Yeah, it's a problem about making too much power. You burn through a lot of gas.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, just the way the race lined it up, if you were to just go flat out, kind of like what we did that first run, you only have like 30 laps of gas. So when we pitted that first time, Cody and I were just working together, running half throttle, clutching it just to make that second stint go 40 laps, and then we had like 30 laps to the end and could just go and not worry about fuel too much. But yeah, I'm surprised it went green the whole way too. Just clean green race. It's unfortunate what happened to Cody there on pit road getting tangled up, because I think the two of us would have had a good little battle to the finish there.
I agree, and I also poked him about that, about how heartbroken he was with the contact with the 83 in the pit. It was danged if you do, dang if you don't. If he went high, he'd have pushed you into the grass, giving you a commitment cone violation. Or if he went low, there was a chance of him still hitting the lapped car. I just think it was a miscommunication. Heading down into pit road, which you wouldn't think is almost seems like an elementary mistake, but man, it just shows you how one little fumble here, a lot of things can happen.
Yeah, but to be honest, just the line that person was taking was a little off. Like, I went into the grass trying to avoid him too, because he wasn't necessarily hugging the inside. He kind of just shot to the middle. So like, I don't know. Things happen though. Everybody plays their part.
Yeah, we sat in the 83 and looked backwards, and we were trying to figure out what line of escape he had, and who knows? You guys were out there the longest, and I was worried if you guys had tire traction problems on the way in. I mean, you guys fired into pit road. I mean, at speed. I mean, there was no doubt about it, and he was about 25 miles an hour slower. So I think it was.
With the old tires too, like it's hard to react. Like, you're braking, you're almost locking up, and then can't really react too much.
Right,
kind of stuck where you're at.
Well, 55 in the pit and 35 in the pit are two different things, and you can't tell coming from 180 miles an hour. So that moves us into another deal I like talking about. Yep, 180 miles an hour. Now we're going to be nudging, I guarantee you, somewhere around 185, 200. And that's going to be next week at Talladega. We move to yet another. This is a speedway here. I almost consider a super speedway by the width and the speed that you guys can do. And you can do pack racing here at Michigan. But Talladega is moreover. You're going to need to find your buddies. You're going to need to work together. But this is different. We're now in the Gen 4s. I mean, how easy is it to draft in these cars? There's not really, it doesn't seem that confident of bump drafting. So how's the Yates team kind of playing that attack Talladega next week?
Full throttle and hanging it wide out. But I think we'll be pretty good. We're generally pretty fast at super speedway racing, and the way the draft package is on iRacing, it's gonna keep everybody really condensed and really tucked up together. So it should definitely put on a good show.
All right, now I want you to tell me that tape is going to be a big deal.
You know what? I wish we could adjust the tape. They freaking got rid of the tape adjustment like a year ago.
What?
I miss it. Yeah, you got race tape and Q tape.
I knew the tape went away in the next gens. I thought you could still adjust it with the Xfinities. So I assumed ARCA stayed.
No. Not the only thing that still has it, I believe, is the Gen 6.
Holy cow, what?
Yeah.
All right. Well, for any viewers that are still tuned out there, well, that was not an adjustment you can make anymore. I was saying somebody out front, that 88's got a little less tape because he is hauling right now. Or a little extra to get that downforce. That's why you were pulling away at the beginning, not as much going through the grill. All right, Johnny Avila, go ahead and give me your shout-outs here, buddy. You definitely owned it here tonight.
I definitely got to give a big shout-out to Cody. He's the one who whipped out this race set. And I think he set a new personal record in making a Q set in 30 seconds right before we went out to qualify. So that is definitely impressive work with him to make something so fast, so quick. But also like to shout out Outlier Speed Co. Cody and I both build there. So if you'd like to get any NASCAR setups, it's definitely a place to check out. Also, it's a little bit cheaper than some of the other places. It's no point of going broke playing a hobby.
Cool. NASCAR. Yeah, I mean, what vehicles do you not do?
Well, we just do the main open series, right? Robert Miller builds the A car, I build the Xfinity car, and Cody's building the trucks.
Cool. See, that's what I want to know. All right, so you guys do the big stuff. Awesome, yeah. Awesome. Great job. Johnny Avila, congratulations, man, and we'll definitely, I got a feeling we'll be talking to you again before the end of this season.
All right. Thank you, bud.
Well, thanks, big dog. All right, the 88 machine coming away with a win here tonight. Awesome job here, as these guys definitely rocked on. Sorry you guys had to hang with me only here tonight. Stella was not available for tonight. She will be next week when we run into Talladega, so that should be awesome. All right, that should do it for us here at SimTraX Broadcasting. I'm going to go hang out with my son here a little bit before I put him to bed. That's going to do it for us here with the NSR series. Guys, tune in next week at Talladega. Keep in mind, we are also running into the Bandit Racing League on Wednesday. Their finale is coming up. Nora is still running on Mondays, and this is going to be pretty exciting. So be on the edge of your seat, guys. We got a lot of stuff happening, and I'll make sure we got you guys tuned in and all our streams ready to rock and roll. You see the upcoming list, go ahead and put a reminder on it, hit that bell, and get it ready to go. But from all of us here at SimTrax Broadcasting, be well, be safe, be kind. We'll see all you guys next time.